Melissa McCarthy refuses to choose comedy or tragedy in her movies. She wants it all, and a nice balance of both really hits the spot. I don't love when characters are just all serious all the time or when someone's goofy all the time. I don't know how to do a comedy without pathos, McCarthy says. You have to really let a character fall and fail for you to root for them to get up. McCarthy's latest film is definitely one of those wide-ranging emotional roles. In the Netflix dramedy The Starling, streaming Friday, her character Lily is still coming to grips with the sudden death of her infant daughter while also trying to maintain a connection with husband Jack, Chris O'Dowd, who goes to a mental health facility in the aftermath of the loss. Lily struggles at work and also at home, where a pesky blackbird constantly dive-bombs her when she tends to her garden until she meets a veterinarian, Kevin Kline, who helps get her back on track. All the best movies we saw at Toronto Film Festival, including Dune and The Starling. I love and understood that feeling of somebody's got to keep it going, McCarthy, 51, says of Lily. I have 2 kids, daughters Vivian, 14, and Georgette, 11, and there is always that feeling of when tough times come, it's like, no, you don't get to have this moment. Someone has to keep it together. You do that out of love and out of necessity and out of fear of if you do fall apart, will you ever put it back together? McCarthy, who recently spent time in Australia filming Hulu's 9 Perfect Strangers as well as Netflix's upcoming comedy God's Favorite Idiot with her husband/filmmaker/frequent co-star Ben Falcone, checks in via Zoom to discuss The Starling, a childhood encounter with wildlife and playing the infamous Ursula in Disney's live-action remake of The Little Mermaid, in theaters May 26, 2023. Nicole Kidman, Melissa McCarthy talk new Hulu series. Melissa McCarthy, I grew up on a corn and soybean farm in Illinois and we had literally 35 cats outside. We did have one cat that later we were told had epilepsy and instead of a seizure, it reacted aggressively. Its name was Sweetness, the irony, and it was okay as long as you were petting it. But if you went to walk away, it would start that like "ar-ar-ar-ar-ar-ar-ar-ar" and you knew you were in trouble. I was probably in 3rd grade and I was like, I won't engage it because usually if you didn't engage it, it was okay. It was truly like a cartoon. It went around me, all the way up, all over my head, back down to my feet. By the time I saw my dad and one of the farmers running toward me, it had 2 full passes on me. So I have danced with some wildlife. McCarthy, absolutely. It's having to not only think about but really make the commitment to live with the unimaginable for a long duration of time. You have to go to places that are very uncomfortable and I would also have to monitor how much she doesn't show it. I am not a stoic person. I don't have a great poker face in my real life. I cry at the drop of a hat. So to play someone that is going through this grief and loss but is choosing not to show it was a really unusual challenge. McCarthy, I don't know. They've not seen all of them. They're getting to that point now where they can, but I always feel creepy being like, do you want to watch one of our movies? They really enjoyed Thunder Force, our last one, because that one was PG, but I'm about to let them see all of them, so we'll see. They've seen parts of everything. Our youngest never could see me being hurt. It was sweet. All of the stunts that I'm like, I worked so hard on that. It was very upsetting for her. And now she's like, I get it, it's a stunt. I'm like, okay, Ironsides. McCarthy, yeah, now she doesn't care at all. That one actually hurt. She's like, well, you signed up for it. She's grizzled. McCarthy, glorious. The world of Disney and director Rob Marshall is a world that I wish everyone could experience because it's so creative, kind and lovely. Going to singing class every day, I was actually sad. I got to record with an orchestra, which is a mind bender for someone who is not a singer, and then they were like, that's it, we've got your song. And I was like, wait, I don't get to go to class anymore? I was actually kind of heartbroken about it, but it was such a fun process. It's going to be incredible. McCarthy, no, because I didn't think anybody would let me. I love to dance, I love music, I love musicals, but I was like, well, I'm not trained in that, so I don't get to do that. To me, Ursula is everything. She's one of my absolute favorite villains, so to play her was delicious. You're flying around singing and spinning in these crazy contraptions and up on wires. What's not to love? Nobody else lets me spin around the yard and sing. They would be like, you're going to have to stop that.